It has been a crazy first 4 races of the second season of the ARCA Series. We started at Daytona, then we went to Oswego Dirt, then Watkins Glen, then Dover, and now the first mile and a half at race number 5 of the season. And leaving Dover, oh boy, the points are as tight as they've been all season long, and we're only 4 races in. But we are here at Kansas Speedway, our first mile and a half, brand new version, underneath the lights, high banking, a lot of unknowns, but we'll see if it will leave here as a point leader and head to Pikes Peak next time out. It is the Tide 150 at Kansas Speedway. What's up everyone, it's your boy NR2003 97, aka Nathan Stapleton, and welcome to Kansas Speedway, and welcome to a new version, underneath the lights for the first time in a long time. And we are finally back on the banked version, and we'll see what ends up happening. Could see some interesting multi-group racing based on what racing and testing, but it'll be interesting, especially with how tight the points are already. And we'll see what happens here underneath the lights. I'm not alone, I'm back in the booth. We got Eddie once again, so welcome back up to the booth and welcome to Kansas.
Thank you. I'm excited for this one because I'm not entirely much of a I've started trying to get back into the whole NASCAR experience, and Kansas was definitely not a track that I, remember much of off the top of my head. So knowing it's a new version, knowing it's these guys back at it again, I'm excited to see just what might happen. I mean, we've seen Dover and how much of a slugfest that was. And coming in the points, again, you said it, close as can be with the top 5 within 5 points of each other. So in reality, I'm just willing to see what happens and who takes the lead into Pikes Peak, because as we know, Pikes Peak, the short track, it's going to be a lot harder to pass there. So realistically, if the drivers don't want to leave their chances up to luck, they're just going to want to have to push it here and get themselves a good finish to keep in that title run.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, and it's going to be very interesting because Kansas is multi-groove, Pikes Peak is a flat multi-groove, but we're going to see more title at Pikes Peak next week than what we will see here at Kansas here today. So it's gonna be interesting what ends up happening. Like Eddie said, we have a very tight point standings through the first 4 races. Tampon is still back up to the point leader, and he has a 4-point lead over Juan Kennington and Jordan Stout, both tied for second. Juan Garcia and Kyle Sussweiler, the Dover winner, are tied for 4th, 5 points behind. The top 5, in theory, any one of those drivers can leave here as the point leader. And 6th is Zachary Fitzwater and Kasumi Takashi, both minus 14. Juan Duane is in 8th, minus 20. Bruno Diacono, the Phoenix winner in the West Series last night, minus 22. And Mr. Legend Nicholas Samudio is in 10th, minus 23, tied with Zane Crawford. So my question for you, Eddie, before we get started, a lot of these front runners in the championship, like Pun, like Kennington, Stout, Garcia, they all started inside the top 12. And with how tight the points are already, how do you think that's going to shake out here for 25 laps?
Well, we saw some aggressive racing at Dover, and we might as well just chalk it up to a deja vu part 2 here tonight, because, what do you expect? 4 guys battling for the lead? Not even for the lead, just for top 10, just to keep themselves in this title run, especially if you're Tanner Parton, who's trying to keep a perfect streak going. You're probably going to see a lot of bumping and banging, at least people fighting for any spot they can get, or to find the groove, to get into the groove, to take the groove as far as they can. So, I've seen a lot of races where it said people should be conservative. They haven't been. I'm gonna call an aggressive race tonight, and we will just see how that goes. Because who knows? Maybe people will be a lot nicer than we expect. But for me, they're not going to be nice at all to anyone tonight.
Oh yeah, we saw some tempers flaring at Dover between Ben Watson and Jordan Stout. They stood right behind each other in the middle of the field, and we'll see what happens. But on the pole, his first real bright spot ever since winning at Daytona to kick off the season is Jay Lando, and alongside him is one of the 3 drivers without top 10 yet this season, Juan Lowe in the number 10. On number 2, we got the number 75 of Eleanor Mendoza, and the most recent one at Dover, Kyle Sussweiler. Row number 3, we got the number 69 of Ronald Kennington, and the number 06 of Will Parrish will never drive without a top 10 yet this season. Row number 4, we got Tanner Parton, the point leader and defending champ, alongside the number 25 of Zane Crawford. And running at the top 10 is, as Bill mentioned, the West Series winner at Phoenix last night, Bruno Giacomo, and the number 3, and alongside him is Juan Garcia. And with that being said, 24 ARCA drivers will roll off here at Kansas Speedway underneath the lights, and we'll see what ends up happening, as there's a good chance that depending on what we see here tonight, we could use this version in the JBL Cup Series in 2025. 25 laps, 24 cars, very tight championship battle through 4 races. I'm gonna put you on the spot, Eddie. Who do you think will win the tied 150?
Well, I know I have a bit of a knack for inadvertently cursing drivers, but despite all of that, I do think it's about good time to go with the lucky guy right now, and the guy who might be the most aggressive at anyone, Bruno Giacomo, who I can certainly say would love to have a double race win week here at Kansas. So why not go for the guy who's got some momentum behind him? I'm going with Bruno Giacomo, starting 9th, number 3 car. Let's see how far he can take that car. I say he takes it to victory lane.
Not bad pit, trying to do the double. One last night at Phoenix, trying to win here at Kansas and get a crucial win, coming 9th in the point standings. It will be Jay Randall and Ryan Lillius to the green flag for race 5 already for season 2 of the Amsoil ARCA Series, 25 laps, and we have green flag racing for the tied 150 underneath the lights at Kansas Speedway. How about this for some aggression already? 3 wide, multiple rows deep, and while Kennington's going to take the race lead, 3 wide, almost 3 rows deep here. And I said multi-group racing, and we are seeing it early on. Stapleton and Giacomo all the way up front, and we will see this all race long. The outside lane is more competitive in 1 and 2 than it is in 3 and 4, but a wild 2 laps to kick off this one.
I mean, what I say about aggression, Ronald Kennington, you know, he sees Tanner Parton anywhere in his rearview mirror and he knows he's got to get up front. And he did, but Parton's going to get under him for the dog leg. Kennington's going to lead a lap, so at least take that. But man, Parton's got the car tonight and he's going to... I mean, we're only 3 laps in and he's already found himself to the front. Top 2 drivers in the point standings now 1 and 2. With Bruno Giacomo saddling himself behind in 3rd. That's Eleonora Mendoza has managed to find herself in 4th. And they're gonna leave Kennington out to dry. They're gonna try and send it back. Who's that? 73. Oh boy, Jordan Stout has made his way into the top 5. He's trying to get... Oh, 3 got shuffled out of line there. That's not gonna help. 18, Nicholas Samadillo's now up here. He could go for a good run. Man, Kennington figured something out because suddenly he's got a good, like, what's that, car length and a half lead over the 8 of Tanner Parton. So realistically, he's just got to hold this groove and see if anyone can realistically catch him. Ooh, 3 wide again. And 7 got put on the outside. Benny Watson. Oh, that might be 4. That 25, man. Zane Crawford, I thought he was going to look for it.
Some sketchy stuff right there. And I mentioned the outside lane is sometimes competitive, and that's what these guys are looking at the moment. Kennington with the top side and took the race lead back and battle for 3rd. Randall and Mendoza, Giacomo just winning the 3rd lane all by himself, almost went higher than the 75, but not going to look out for him there. And you mentioned that the top 2 in points are 1-2, and right now Ronald Kennington will gain maybe just 1 or 2 points over Tampon, and it would be a 2-point advantage, I believe, going into Pikes Peak. And right now, we are in for a championship duel between those two. But how about Giacomo? Up to the 4th spot, maybe. And same with Dio as well up front. Currently 10th in the point standings. And he might get a good enough run to take the 75 and the 3. Watch out for Benny Watson as well.
You got to think for any other driver who is not front 2 right now in Parton and Kennington, they are seeing this as their hope starting to die down, because you cannot go into Pikes Peak or any short track for that matter knowing, oh boy, I should stop talking because they're 3 wide just for 4th. You're going to have to see how it goes getting out of 4. That's going to be where the danger area is, but oh man, it looks like Giacomo's going to get backed off on that 3rd lane. That's going to bring these guys together. No wreck. Yeah, Giacomo looked very close to getting to that 75. Ooh, the 8 fell back. Lost at least two tenths there, and has now got that 30 car for Jay Rando on his bumper. And honestly, again, this is a race where Jay Rando wants to get by these two as fast as possible because you just need those points, and you do not want to have that championship lead start slipping away to 2 drivers if you're any one of the other 22 still left in this roster.
Oh yeah, without doubt, Jay Randall, Daytona, been quietly hanging around the top 12 in points, and needs a good one. Ben Watson needs a good one. He's had a struggling start to his season. And unfortunately for some of these guys, like Sustry, like Garcia, like Jonas Stout, they have kind of fallen back a little bit, just outside the top 10. And yeah, this Stout about getting turned by the sits there of Gutierrez. And then Garcia and Sustry all the way in the back of the field. So we are in this scenario where 3 out of the top 5 are in the back, and the top 2 are 1-2. All the way 10 laps in, and some great battles all over this racetrack. Probably wanting a lane higher, trying to get a little bit of momentum. And now we might see if who might have a little bit of a longer one car. I say that, and there's only 25 laps in this one. But right now it is Cunnington, Parton, Rando, and Watson in the top 4, all under a blanket.
I mean, I don't want to say they should hold that blanket, but well, man, that 30 is definitely looking inside, or is at least trying to force the 8 a little bit up on the outside, especially through 3 and 4, because you said it. Ooh, that looked like contact. The 30 definitely had to check up there, so that's going to be a little trouble. That's allowed the 25 now, Zane Crawford, to get up to the top 5. Man.
Now Watson.
Ooh, boy, that was a little bit of a move. That looked a little bit sketchy. You know, I don't want to say that there should be a wreck, but I do think that at this point, no one else really seems to have the car that can catch the top 2. At least get by the 8. We might just have to wait for a caution to really, shake this thing up. But again, if the pot isn't stirred, we have the top 2 of Parton and Kennington pulling away from the rest of this group. But Sam Adio is going to get under Crawford. Maybe that move the last lap didn't really help. And the 75 is going to go with him, though. Eleanor Mendoza trying to help. That just didn't work at all. Sam Adio might... looks at things, maybe Sam Adio has the car that can get past these top 2, but he's going to have to find a way past 2 other cars before he can get to the 8. And so far, Tanner Parton is, albeit comedically, or maybe more ironically, holding back people for Kennington. This is going to have to come down to what happens in 1 and 2. And then people backed off, helping him through 1 and 2. With, oh man, the 97 Watson trying to go 3 wide. That might not work, and the 8 might have just gotten got. It's gonna have to see what happens through this turn. I think, nope. 30's gonna get clear.
So does Watson and Sam Adio. We have to watch out for Sam Adio. Last season, he won 3 times, but did not finish inside the top 10 in points. Doesn't have a win yet, but he is 10th in points, and right now he is running plenty good enough to maintain inside the top 10. And you mentioned that Sam Adio missed to edge all the way up to the 4th spot, trying to take 3rd away from Rando. Oh, Pun all of a sudden to the 18, and that's going to cause the 18 to slow down in 3 and 4. Rando gets a good one, and that time the outside lane worked out to perfection. And we are less than 10 laps to go, exactly 10 to go here in the Tide 150. And this has been a fun multi-group race. Pulling one's way high, Sam Adio on the bottom.
We're going to have to see what happens with the times, because now the people are single file, and now that people have gotten past the 8, we're going to have to see if anyone can catch Kennington. 8's going to probably pull down now, so it's going to be up to that 97 of Benny Watson or the 30 of Jay Rando to catch him. They've gotten by the 8, and, sometimes second place is just a stopgap, and faster cars can get after first. They got the gap down a little bit more, but they're going to have to hold together. The 30 cannot do what I just saw him think about doing, which was going low in the 97, because that will give Ronald Kennington more of a shot. He's just got to wait behind the 97, hope he can push him ever so closer, and then hope that the fight means he can sneak in for first place. But it's gonna be
a little bit better.
Tinier gain this time. Yeah, we're just gonna have to see what the 97 does, and the 30 backed off, maybe because of what happened through 1 and 2, and now the trains are slowly approaching. I don't want to say cue the Jaws theme.
You
The
might want
sharks are in the
to.
water.
You might want to for Benny Watson. He's found some speed, and oh my goodness, he might cut it down to half of what it was, 2/10 last time by. And he is there. Watson's gonna make a move. He went 3 and 1 and 2 side by side for the race lead. Cunnington though, he's found something on the outside lane that not many have found. He's gonna keep the race lead for now, and this is big. Tanner Pullen might be stuck 3 wide.
3 wide.
Just outside the top 5.
Oh man, that 8 just got strung up, and that's going to allow Diakma to get around him. 97's going to have to look for another push around that inside. Yeah, no, Kennington's, you can tell he's got the good oh boy, the 8 going after the 3. Yeah, no, there is some cycling in this mid-pack. It's just whatever is going on with Ronald Kennington's car right now. He's got the car. Now it's just whether or not people can catch back up to him. The 97 had a good run on that one dog leg, but just got to find a time where he can get to him on the backstretch, because again, maybe they won't find the runs in 3 and 4 that they have in 1 and 2, and that will help him. Watch yourself, Rando. Almost allowed Samadhi to climb into the back of you. Ooh, the 97 did not have a good entry, and that's going to lose just a little more time to the 69. It's going to be getting down to the nitty-gritty, because again, point of no return is incoming, and Jay Rando has had enough. Rando's going to put the 97 on the outside, say, see you later. I don't think the 97 is going to get the run here. No, nope. Ooh. Hold just a little bit. That's going to give Kennington more time. Yeah, they might be running out of time to catch Kennington at this point.
Oh boy. This is
holy
crazy cow. Racing for second. Rando, Watson, Samadhi, Hutton, Diakmo, and Mendoza. 6 cars under a blanket for a second. Oh, Samadhi with a move on Watson. Said no, Watson, I want this 3rd spot. Now Rando trying to chase down Kennington. Meanwhile, we only have 3 laps to go, and Kennington is trying to finally get a breakthrough and have it where I can stop jinxing this guy, because I jinxed him about 5 times at least in the JBL Cup Series this season, and he could not only leave here with his first win on the season, but also could be the point leader going into Pikes Peak next week. But he's gonna have to hold off Jay Rando and maybe Mr. Edge for 2 more times around.
We go. Times. Oh, Samadhi might not have enough time to catch. Oh, they caught him. Oh, they caught him. This backstretch is gonna get real interesting, Nathan.
Oh boy, Samadhi Rando. Kennington still has a gap.
He's waiting on that one shot. He's going to try and get one shot. Samadhi is just going to have to push 30 past him and then just... Oh, it's not going to happen. Watson's going to get under him. It's down to Rando. Can Rando get past Kennington?
He's going to make a shot at final lap at Kansas. Watson and Samadhi bound for the 3rd position. Rando going to try and set something up in 3 and 4, but Kennington's been a dominant car. And it's not going to be enough.
Nope.
Not going to be enough. A big night for Kennington. Going to lead the most laps and possibly leave here as a point leader. But one thing's for certain, he's going to win the Tie 150 at Kansas.
Exactly what I think he wanted out of that. I mean, exactly what I think he wanted. He was right in a good spot from being on the bottom lane. He just took it as far as he could. In the end, that's straight to victory lane, because that car was exactly what it needed to be. It got to the front and just held off all attackers, including a former winner and a driver who he was fighting with for the championship. Arden's going to finish 5th, so he's going to barely make it out with the lead. But you got to think, for a lot of the other drivers, especially the drivers not 5 points behind him, like Fitzwater, Takashi, or Durrani, like, you know, you're going to have a big performance these next couple of races and hope these guys drop out, because otherwise you are racing the rest of the season with just nothing but the hope to win, because your championship hopes are going to start dying pretty soon.
Oh yeah, without doubt. Pullen with a great 1 and 5th, and then Kennington with the race win. Jordan Stout rebounded 14th. Juan Garcia also... No, he did not rebound dead last for Garcia. That is not good, and that's why in 21st as well. Fitzwater not that good either. So really, the top 2 in points were fantastic, and everyone else that were up there in points had a bad night tonight, and that's not good. But a great one for guys like Sam Dio, Rando, Watson who needed it, 15th in points, and then Giacomo, 9th in points, definitely needed a rebound. Then Crawford, 11th in points, so we might see some new faces around 3rd through 7th here, but Pullen and Kennington are definitely some of the best here this season. Pullen gets his 5th straight top 10, and Ronald Kennington gets his 4th top 10 in 5 races in his first win of the season. What's the final thoughts after a fairly chaotic one here at Kansas Speedway?
Thoughts are simple. Kennington and Parton are definitely trying to stretch this lead, aside for whatever I said to Jordan Stout at Watkins Glen, because, I mean, I guess sometimes you just have the best, near the wheels fall off. That's just how it goes. But I mean, great race for second, if nothing else. And it was close to first a couple of times, but yeah, Kennington. Sometimes the fastest car gets out in front, and sometimes the fastest car is also the best defending car. And I've seen in a couple races before that sometimes all you need is just to have an iron wall defense, and that's it. Congratulations to Kennington. Congratulations to Will Paris. First top 10 of the season after, averaging finish position of around he's been finishing like just completely out of it. Now he managed a good qualifying start, and now he's top 10. He's gonna you can at least be happy about someone surprising getting that close to it. Other than that, pretty good race here at Kansas. I'd say, in my personal opinion, Nathan, you should look into maybe putting it into the JBL, but run the test, run it back, see what else happens, I guess.
Yeah, definitely a fantastic one here. Definitely saw some multi-glue racing, and we'll see what happens on what Kansas we use next year. But definitely the ARCA Series put up a good name for this version, and Will Parrish has now cut it down from 3 drivers to only 2 drivers without top 10, Ryan Lowe and Bradley Ream. As far as the point standings, we have a new point leader once again. Ron Kennington has a 2-point lead over Tanner Pullen. Jordan Stout in 3rd, minus 15. Jay Rando, plus 9 positions in points, is tied with Seth Dry, minus 23. Sam Dio, minus 24. Giacomo, minus 25. Garcia, minus 26. Zane Crawford, minus 27. And then Takashi, minus 28. So, yeah, that's not good for the field. Tanner Pullen and Kennington are starting to pull away from these drivers, and we are only 5 races in of 14. Next timeout will be at Pikes Peak, that just over a mile long track out in Colorado, and we'll see what happens there for the Aero Electronics 200, I believe, and we'll see what happens for this race for the championship. So right now, early on, it's looking like Kennington versus Pelton. Thanks for Eddie for joining me up here in the booth once again, and congratulations to Ron Kennington for winning tied 150. Until next week at Pikes Peak, we'll see you guys then. Bye.